City of Bangor is preparing to reopen City Hall soon. After 20 months of renovations, City Hall will reopen to the public on August 11th. One of the biggest changes resulting from the renovations is public-facing services will be primarily located on the first floor. Representatives from the city say the updated facility features enhanced safety, energy-efficient upgrades, and improved accessibility. Another big change is the relocation of the council chambers, which is now on the first floor.
By being on the first floor, we do hope that that makes it easier for folks to attend these meetings. Additionally, we have updated furniture and things that allow for better accessibility for individuals that need that, as well as online participation and live streaming as well. We hope that this space will actually provide a more formal, professional environment in which folks can come forward and share their concerns and complaints directly with the City Council.
There will be an open house on August 11th at 5:15 p.m. That's just before the first City Council meeting in the new chambers that evening. City Hall services have been located in the Penquist building on Harlow Street during the renovations. It will be closed on August 7th and 8th as staff transfer back to the newly renovated City Hall and prepare for the grand opening.